Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and in this video, I'm going to be going over my finances for quarter one of 2023. I think quarter one of 2023 was one of the best quarters of my financial journey, so that is very exciting. I am going to go over my debt, the numbers that I've saved for my student loan debt, my savings, my investments, my net worth, and my goals. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in and start with my debt. I do have student loan debt, $36,000 even. That's all that I have left, the only debt that I have left. They've been in forbearance and at 0% interest since March of 2020. So throughout this time, I have been saving for my student loan debt instead of actively paying them down. And then this payment pause is expected to end sometime in mid-2023 or so. So at this point, I'm just waiting until then to see what actually happens because cancellation is still on the table. And also the extension could extend. It's been extended so many times, as you can tell, but yeah, we just don't know at this point. So I've just continued to save for those. The reason that I save for them, I put them in my high yield savings account and I make more money by saving for them instead of paying them down. So those savings accounts have a pretty decent interest rate at this point. So I make money off of my debt. In March, I did finish saving for my student loan debt savings. So I'm technically debt free, but I haven't paid it down, of course. But that money is just continuing to sit in my high yield savings account. And then I will make a lump sum payment when the time comes. So at the start of quarter one, I had $24,721 saved specifically for my student loan debt. And at the end of quarter one, I reached $35,595. And I talked about this in a couple of my other videos, but the reason I didn't get all the way up to $36,000 was intentional. I wanted to leave some space because I know that the money's just gonna sit there and grow interest for a few months. So that's gonna be enough to get over $36,000. So at this point, I am no longer putting money to my student loan debt savings. But if we take the difference between those numbers, in quarter one, my student loan debt savings increased by $10,874. So I did pull some from my emergency fund. I pulled out $2,500 from my emergency fund and then put it back, but that was for my student loan debt savings, so that's included there. This also includes a bonus that I got from a high yield savings account and then the interest that I've gained, which I will summarize. When I actually pay my debt down, I will summarize how much interest I gained for my student loan debt savings. At this point, it's been several hundred, probably over 600. Next, let's talk about my online income, and that is from YouTube, from my blogs, from financial coaching, affiliates, sponsorships, all the things. This was my strongest quarter ever, strongest couple of months ever, which is so exciting to see. So in January, I made $3,448. February, $3,310. March, $4,062. So altogether, that adds up to $10,820. So yeah, definitely my strongest quarter. I do want this to continue. At some point, I would like to, I gotta go step by step. So I finally am earning over $2,000 per month, even over $4,000 per month. So I would like to go to over $5,000 per month and then someday get to over $10K per month from my online business alone. But to see it in one quarter is pretty exciting because that's very new to me. I think this will continue throughout the rest of 2023. That's what I am aiming toward. I'll definitely hit my 30K for the year goal, but anything above that, of course, would be ideal. Next, let's talk about my investments. So I'm gonna start with my Roth IRA. My Roth IRA at the beginning of quarter one began at $12,110. My Roth IRA is all invested in VTSAX. I did contribute $1,500 to my Roth IRA. So this was my first time ever maxing out my Roth IRA. I did that for 2022, but I didn't actually do it until January. So I did all $1,500 in January. That finished out 2022. And then for February and March, I did not touch my Roth IRA any further. But at the end of quarter one, I reached $14,531. So that's an increase of $2,421. The market was up a little bit, but not as much as it has been before. So the highest that VTSAX has ever been, and honestly like the stock market across the board, like the S&P 500 and such, was back in December of 2021, I believe. So it has not recovered back up to that, but I think eventually it will. But I'm happy to see that this was still higher. Plus I maxed out my Roth IRA, which I've never done, and that's very important to me and a huge milestone, so I was proud of that. Next is M1 Finance. So this is my brokerage account, and the bulk of this came from referrals. So back in like 2020, 2021, a little bit of 2022, I received thousands of dollars in referrals, and I've just let that money sit there. This is my brokerage. I did not add anything to it. I did not receive any referrals in quarter 1. But at the beginning, my brokerage account was at $5,615. This is all invested in VTI. And then at the end of quarter 1, I was up to $5,991. So a small increase there of $376. So again, the market was up, but not where it could have been. This account has been over $6,000 before, but it just goes up and down. And then eventually I'll probably start adding to this again. Next thing is my 401k. This is through my employer, of course. At the start of quarter 1, my 401k was at $5,910. I did contribute from my paychecks $1,096.50, and then my company matched that, and that was a total of $2,193 added to my 401k. And at the end of quarter 1, I was at $8,493 for a total increase of $2,583. This one is in a mix of Vanguard funds. However, the bulk of it is VTSAX as well. Now we're going to talk about my savings. So this is just my sinking funds. All of these are in Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I have my link down below if you're interested. You can get an extra 1% for 3 months, which right now I believe would be 4.75%. So that's pretty high for 3 months. Also, this does not include my student loan debt savings, since I mentioned that already. That's like separate. So at the start of quarter 1, I had $9,650 saved, and at the end of quarter 1, I was actually down to $7,460. So this is a decrease of $2,190. The reason for the decrease was because, as I mentioned with my debt, I did pull $2,500 from my emergency fund and put that to my debt to go ahead and finish that out. I will say though that right away in April, I was able to get my emergency fund back to where it was, or just about to where it was. So this will be back up. And then last but not least, as far as numbers go, would be my net worth, which is the most exciting. At the start of quarter 1, my net worth was $23,301. And at the end of quarter 1, I was up to $40,570, which is an increase of $17,269. That sounds fake. That is a huge increase. I've been used to, like 5K, 6K jumps every quarter, or maybe 7. I think like 7. Maybe the highest was 8 before, 8K, but 17,000? That's a lot. That's a lot of money. I think the biggest thing here was my side hustle income. I had a significant increase in my side hustle income, my business income. So I was able to put more money to my student loan debt. I did pull from my emergency fund, but I did also get a bonus at my job. So I had that money ready to go. That definitely helped. I guess the stock market increasing plus getting like a company match. I don't know how I have an increase of $17,000, but that's what happened. It doesn't sound real. And this is so cool because as I always talk about, the first 100K is really difficult to get to. And that's because you have to put in a lot of money to see a lot of growth. At this point, I don't have that much money invested, so it's not doing too much work for me yet. But the more that I invest, the more that I save, the more my money will work for me. But to see this increase by $17,000 in 3 months with a small amount invested and a small amount of savings, at least in my opinion, like nothing crazy. I don't have a 100K net worth yet. What are things going to look like when I do have 100K invested, you know? And even for quarter two and like the rest of this year, what are the possibilities? And I'm just so excited to see that. It just blows my mind that it jumped $17,000. Let's talk about the goals that I set for quarter one. I've kind of already touched on these, but still want to go through them. The first goal I set was to reach $31,000 saved for my student loan debt. Before going into quarter one, I didn't think I would be able to finish saving for my student loans. I didn't plan on pulling from my emergency fund. I think I still would have been able to finish my student loans completely in quarter one, even if I didn't pull from my emergency fund. So it's pretty crazy that I set this lower goal because I exceeded that by, $5,000. And that's exciting. So I did achieve that goal. I reached almost $36,000 and I'm done. I don't have to worry about my student loan debt right now. The second goal that I set was to max out my 2022 Roth IRA because I wasn't able to finish it in 2022. And I did achieve that. As I mentioned, I finished that in January, and that's the first time I've ever done that. Happy about that one. Goal number 3 was to earn at least $7,500 from my business, my online business, and I achieved that one. As I mentioned, I made over $10,000 over the mark there. I was not expecting that. $7,500 was actually a stretch for me. I remember setting this goal and thinking I may not hit that because I'm always setting higher goals than I think I can achieve, or just something that's a little bit more of a stretch. Toward the end of 2022, my online income started increasing and I didn't know how long that would hold up. So to be able to achieve that in quarter one was very exciting and definitely started me off on the right foot for the year. And then my final goal was to reach a net worth of at least $30,000. This was another goal that I wasn't sure about because you see my net worth was about $23,000 going into quarter one. So I was like, okay, it'll go up about $7K because that's what I'm used to, which is why I set that $30K goal. But somehow it was actually $10K higher than that. Happy to say that I did achieve all of my goals that I set for quarter one and honestly exceeded them. It feels good to hit your goals. And I know that a couple of quarters ago, I was saying I'm going to start setting more realistic quarterly goals because I was stretching them a little bit too far, or I kept setting goals and not achieving them. So it feels good to actually achieve them, and I think I can stretch things a little bit further. So that's what I'm going to do for quarter two. I did set some goals for quarter two. Goal number 1 is to max out my 2023 Roth IRA. So I would like to finish all of that within the next 3 months. For 2023, the max contribution is $6,500. Goal number 2 is to earn over $10,000 from online income across the 3 months. So I did do that in quarter 1. I know that's not, since I did do that in quarter 1, then I should expect that for quarter 2, but that's just not the way online income works. Like YouTube income, blog income, even my coaching, everything is very variable and I never really know what to expect. So 10K is a good goal for me, I think, because I am not 100% sure that I'll hit that. These higher numbers are very, very new to me and not something I've ever experienced. So I don't, of course I would like it to stay, but I don't know at this point. I'm gonna work toward that. Okay, and goal number 3, I'm increasing it right now. I'm making it a little bit harder. It's a net worth goal, which setting net worth goals, as I always say, is not necessarily a wise thing to do every time, or you don't need to expect to hit this because you do not have 100% control over your net worth. Yes, you can save, yes, you could invest, but you could also put money in to your investments and see them drop significantly if the stock market crashes. So you never really know, but I think it'll be possible and I want to aim for this number. So my third goal for quarter 2 is reach a net worth of $60,000 or more. So this would be about a 20K increase over the next 3 months. And since I do plan on maxing out my Roth IRA, that's gonna be me adding $6,500. I potentially will be adding more to my emergency fund. I think I will get promoted at my job, which comes with a pay increase. So that means I will also be contributing more to my 401k and also increasing my income. So I should be able to put more to my other financial goals. So I think altogether, all things considered, I can get over that 60K mark, which is very exciting. I do want to reach a net worth of over 100K this year. So it would be great to achieve 60K in Q2 because that's halfway through the year and I'll be ahead if that were the case. So, I mean, 50 would be good too because then I would still be on track, but it's better to be ahead of the curve in my opinion. So that's it. That's a wrap up on my finances for Q1. If you have never taken a look at your finances from a quarter, let this be your sign to go ahead and do that. Start in 2023. Chances are you've probably made some progress over the last 3 months, and I think it can be really encouraging. Oftentimes we're looking at our finances only on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, so it can be easy to forget how far we've come even in just 3 months. So I do like to encourage y'all to do these quarterly updates for your own finances. If you have any questions, feel free to comment those down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.